A fallen hero honored today, a hero who gave his life protecting the streets of Rio Rancho. It was completely silent aside from the bagpipes outside the Santa Ana Star Center today as the flag-draped casket carrying Officer Gregg Benner's body arrived. Fellow officers slowly carried him inside where a sea of community members and fellow officers were waiting to honor him. Many of the people there today knew Officer Benner personally through the military, police department, or through the community. Many more didn't, but felt the need to be there. News 13's David Romero starts our team coverage with more on this service.
Kim, it was a ceremony with full honors for the man whose life was taken doing his dream job of being a police officer. Led by the playing of bagpipes, one by one, family, friends, and fellow officers streamed into the Santa Ana Star Center to say goodbye to Officer Gregg Benner. With slideshows of Benner's life on a big screen, many were able to see his devotion to the time he spent in the Air Force, time as a police officer, and to the family he loved dearly. In his work as a Rio Rancho police officer, Benner was said to have handled all calls with kindness, respect, and compassion. His roots from England were well recognized by those who spoke about him, from his English sense of humor, way of speaking, to the British siren he used in his cruiser. It was also noted that he used the words cheers to end radio transmissions as opposed to the standard 10-4. Many also spoke about his devotion to the youth of Rio Rancho, but it was his decision to become a police officer after leaving the Air Force that stood out as the perfect example of who he was.
That selfless choice reminds us of just how brave and how remarkable Officer Benner was. For he made service to others his life's work. His untimely death only reminds us of the gravity of our mission.
A letter from the U.S. Attorney General was also read at this morning's funeral, noting Officer Benner's service in the Air Force and now making the ultimate sacrifice as a police officer in Rio Rancho. Kim, back to you.
Okay, thank you, David. Now, following today's service, in just a short time, there will be a procession through the streets of Rio Rancho, which is already lined with hundreds of residents. There will be one stop in that procession before the cemetery, the Rio Rancho Police Department, where Officer Benner will receive his final dispatch, a long-standing tradition for fallen officers. The memorial and the processional route is filled with people who don't personally know Officer Benner. News 13's Adam Atchison shows us how they're standing with his family and his community.
There's been an incredible outpouring of support in the days leading up to today's ceremony. The main place where people have been paying their respects is the roadside memorial in Rio Rancho, near where Officer Benner was shot. Flags, flowers, even police cars are being placed inside the fence there. Daniel's funeral home in Rio Rancho also saw a steady stream of people during yesterday's public visitation. Strangers who say this policeman and Air Force veteran left his mark on the community and the country.
He did a lot of great things for America, and I want people really need to know that. Did some amazing, incredible things. Once I saw his picture, that really impacted me a lot.
We stand behind strong people, period. Period. We respect our police officers.
And some of these people are the ones that are at the ceremony or along the route today. And people are being asked to bring stuffed animals instead of flowers as gifts today. The police department says officers will keep them in their cars and give them to kids in need. I want to show you a couple of Facebook comments from today. People are paying their respects there too. A couple of people have weighed in. Michelle said on Facebook that every time she reads about Officer Benner, she gets the chills. May he rest in peace is what she said on Facebook, and also thanks him for all he did. Amy, in another comment right here, said, "Thank you, sir, for your service to this community and to your country." Just a couple of the many comments we're getting as we sort of update the feed on Facebook. We invite you to add your own comments too on the KRQE Facebook page. Kim, back to you.
Thanks, Adam. Now, there is someone special standing guard at the makeshift memorial for Officer Benner. This is the spot where he was killed and the spot where countless visitors have stopped by over the last week to pay tribute to the fallen officer. They've dropped off flowers, cards, small police cards. As they do, they've seen a Patriot Guard rider keeping her watch. Her name is Gabby. She tells us that she tries to guard the memorial every day. Her response as to why she does it: "It's my honor and my privilege." If you drive the streets of Rio Rancho, you'll also notice it is covered in blue. Everything from blue ribbons on trees and light poles to blue porch lights. all a small way for residents to honor the fallen officer and what he did to protect the citizens of Rio Rancho and as a veteran to protect our country. And police officers from around the country are sending in their condolences for their fallen brother in blue. The Officer Down Memorial page has posts from coast to coast with comments such as, "Thank you for your service and your sacrifice." That's from Pennsylvania State Police. A patrolman from Ohio says, "Rest easy, brother. God bless you and your family." Stay with us as we continue to honor fallen officer Gregg Benner. We'll be covering the services all day on KRQE.com, on our app, also here on the air. As soon as that procession begins, we will bring it to you live.